Hey, Jesse.
Hey, I'm Elaine Della Santina today.
I see that. Thank you for hopping on early. You knew the nervous Nelly was freaking out over here.
I've been here since 7, waiting to start this. So.
Waiting. That's why we love you. Well,
I've been having issues with my Zoom, so I wanted to make sure that I was on and ready to go, just in case there's any issues.
I don't want to miss this class.
You don't want to miss it, man.
I'm excited.
And Patty, I'm gonna make you co-host,
Okay.
and I'm giving you permission to, or that gives you permission to record, but I did set it up to record automatically.
So I don't have to do anything to record it.
Right.
Good. I'm going to go ahead and share my screen right now. Is that okay?
Yeah.
Okay.
This meeting's yours.
Awesome. Thank you. Oh, I have to admit people in?
I can do that too.
Okay. Okay. That's okay.
If you happen to jump on it, that's cool, but
I
I'm
see it.
here ready to do that too.
All right. Thank you.
I don't like setting up the meeting for passcode, because then
No.
I get calls and emails saying the passcode's not working.
Yeah. So Dennis, during scripts this morning, I hate spiders. Hate spiders.
Yeah.
You probably saw me like scooch to the side. My dog
Yeah,
was
like...
chasing a spider in the office towards me.
That movie Arachnophobia freaked me out when I was a kid. So I'm with you with the spider fear.
Oh, yeah.
Jesse, you remember that movie?
Yep. I love that part where they collect all the spiders that fall out of the tree. Oh, sorry. Should I do like Elaine and put music on?
Well, it's got to be Renee's, Bee Gees or something, right, Renee? I don't know. Pick something hip.
She has 5 seconds. If not, I'm playing something else.
Play something else.
Play some Janet Jackson this Friday morning.
Oh, yeah. I'll take Janet Jackson. Hi, Jordan.
Hello, everyone.
I really can't wait until we can have classes in person.
Same.
What's everybody doing this weekend?
I'm showing 3 properties tomorrow.
Showing your 14 buyers?
Well, I'm showing this new buyer tomorrow morning. This property in Corlitas, 16-acre property.
Nice. Just land?
No, it's a shack on it.
Nice.
Yeah.
Fun.
Can you guys hear the music?
Barely. Dennis, were you on the listing clinic yesterday?
No, I had the boat local class. That was from 9 to 12. Yeah. And I'm a team captain, so I have to be
Yeah. Great
there.
class.
How was it?
Oh my gosh. So much content.
Hmm.
Um,
Yeah,
it
it was
wa-
from 10 to 5, right?
yeah, it was, it was only $25.
Hmm.
It was probably worth like $250.
Jeez.
Yeah, really good. Really, really good.
Worth the money.
Worth the money. Okay.
Yeah, hi, Renee. It's Chuck. I got Matrix open and I can't find where members only or. I don't.
All right. 9 o'clock. Let's get rolling.
I was gonna go to the bathroom. Okay.
Oh, we'll give it a couple of minutes. Take a bathroom break. We'll wait. That'll let people get on. All right, Renee. Does everybody have their materials, class materials? No?
Yes.
Thank you, Jordan. I think everything is in the chat. I put how you can get you the resources. Okay, Renee's back. All right. Okay, it is 9:01. Renee, that is quick. All right, let's get started. All right, so most of you know me. My name is Patti Erickson. I'm with the Santa Cruz office. I've been with Keller Williams 2 years so far. I love real estate. Yes. So we are going to go over today session 5 in Ignite, set goals that matter. Does anybody have any questions from the past sessions that you want to chat about before we move forward? Any ahas? Anybody see Renee's class? Chris Alston's class? Nobody? Okay. Great.
Patty,
Yeah.
what did I must have been in the ladies' room.
Mhm.
Something was said about the resources in chat, and it doesn't look like the resources are in chat. Who was going to put the resources in chat?
So it's yeah, so the instructions to get the participant guide, how to do that. KW Connect to resources, KWU, and then Ignite on, click on the Ignite tab. So it's the steps of how to get it in KW Connect. You see it there in the chat?
No.
No?
You know why? Because probably you put it in before some people got on.
Oh, okay. Well,
But I'll tell you what, Patty, you start the class, I'll type it.
Okay, well, I'm just gonna do this real quick and see if I can put it back in. Huh, okay. There we go.
There we go.
Okay,
Okay,
right.
now I'll shut up.
okay, so let's get moving here. So setting goals that matter. Today we're going to focus on how to cultivate your leads into seller opportunities. Okay. And now, Jesse, I'm not able to click my presentation. There we go. Okay, y'all have seen this page throughout Ignite, what successful agents do every day. We grow our business and we also run our business. On the grow side, we are lead generating for both buyers and sellers. We're working on our listing presentations and hopefully getting listings. We're working on our buyer presentations, creating those and get listings, of course. And we're also looking at real estate, whether it's in person or you're looking at the MLS daily. On the run side, we are marketing our listings. We are taking our buyers out shopping. We're negotiating contracts. We are managing our transactions to close. We are dealing with our vendors, with our inspectors, whatever. We're setting our goals. We're working on compliance and risk management, and we're attending training, what we're doing today, and getting coaching, and also managing our money. And the goal of our time here is to model what successful agents do every day, and we're going to show you how to do that. So here we go. Every day we're lead generating for buyers and sellers. And you're in this class today, so you're getting the training, and hopefully you're with a coach getting training and coaching. That's awesome. And we're going to set some goals for our business. So we are going to envision your big life. It's going to be fun. We're going to go over setting goals, which is a big part of running your business. And we're going to ask the big questions. Where do you want to go? What is your motivation? And most importantly is, how do you get there? So our module today is setting goals that matter. So what makes a goal matter? Anybody? What makes a goal matter?
When it wakes you up out of bed, when it gets you up.
That's good. When it wakes you up. Anybody else?
It evokes emotion.
That's good. Evokes emotion. Anybody else?
But it keeps you up.
It keeps you up at night too. Yes. Anybody else?
I would say the potential impact it can have on your future.
Yeah, that's it. That's a biggie. Okay. Anybody read The One Thing? Gary
Once or
Keller,
twice.
Jay Papasan, great book. Who we are and where we want to go determine what we do and what we accomplish. The One Thing is a fantastic book, and it's how to structure your life to achieve your goals. We're going to talk about few of the principles from The One Thing. And if you haven't read it, I suggest that you grab a copy and read it. It's really good. And why is it important to set goals? Anyone?
Because if you don't set goals, you hit your target every time.
Which is nothing, right?
Yep.
Right. It's important to set goals because the opposite of this quote is also true. What you do and what you accomplish determines who you are and where you go. If what you do or your activities don't have a guiding goal, you'll be super busy and won't have a lot to show for it at the end. I love this about Keller Williams, is their mission is to build careers worth having, businesses worth owning, and lives worth living, experiences worth giving, and legacies worth leaving. None of those things just happen just out of the blue. So setting goals that matter means doing work that matters. And when our work matters, we tend to do more of it, and we do it well. All right. So part of achieving goals is working hard. Life is hard, work is hard, and that's what it is. If you don't put the time and effort into it, you're not going to get very far. So let's look at this graph. what else is important to setting and meeting goals that you can see from this graph?
Acting on your goals.
Mm-hmm. Anything else?
Setting a timeline so you can successfully reach your goal, taking steps along the way.
Mm-hmm.
Setting big, audacious goals.
Right. Setting big, hairy, audacious goals. That's it. You don't get big outcomes from thinking small. When we talk about thinking here, we're talking about thinking big when you're setting your goals and thinking big on how to reach your goals. You have to ask, what are you doing? How do you do it? Who are you doing it with? These answers can limit your outcome or they can propel you forward. So the question you need to ask is, how big is your box? Are you the light blue box or are you the red box? If you're not thinking big, you're creating an artificial ceiling of achievement. And there are so many hours in the day, and there's only so much one person can do with those hours. Hold on a second here. So anybody want to share a time when you limited yourself and your business by thinking small? Or it doesn't even have to be about business. Maybe it's something in your personal life that you limited yourself and thought small.
Well, I can say one way I limited myself, it wasn't so much a limiting belief, but I made myself super available to any and everyone at any time. And that limited my productivity at the end of the day.
Mm-hmm.
So through like changing my mindset and thoroughly vetting my clients a little bit better, it allowed me to, process and block my time out a lot better,
Yeah.
become more productive.
Good, good. Yeah, your time is valuable. Many new agents limit themselves right away. I know I did this. Maybe you don't call your sphere and just hope that business comes your way. You don't want to call your sphere because you think, oh, gee, I'm bothering them or whatever. Maybe you're not systematic about your lead generation. Maybe you don't time block. Maybe you refuse to learn scripts or just balk at learning scripts. And actually learning scripts will make your job a whole lot easier. Most of these agents don't stay in the business because they treat it as a business, or they burn out because they aren't seeing a good return for their time and effort. All right, we're not going down. Hold on a second, guys. Okay. So my page up button isn't working, so I'm going to have to scroll, which is a pain. There we go. Okay. So my big life. If you have your materials, that's great here. I'm going to admit someone in. If you don't, you can just do this on, in your notebook. This is a quick activity that's going to help you envision your big life. And once you have that vision in place, you can set meaningful goals around it that will bring you closer to the big life. And once you have the goals, we can talk about how to reach them. And it all begins with your vision. So you've got 5 rectangles on your paper with a circle in the middle. You can just kind of write it here, how it's shown. And on each of the 5 rectangles, go ahead and write a person or a cause or something that you care about. So for me, in my rectangles, I've got, retirement's a big one. I've got my kids' college education is one. Another one I have is helping my kids buy their first house. So it can be, like you see here, donate to a charity, college, help your parents, pay off their mortgage, whatever. And inside the rectangle, it's, what would you do for that person? Like it's shown here. So my kids, for example, get them through college debt-free, or, a charity, donate, $10,000 to, I don't know, some charity that is, you know, special to you. Okay, in the center circle, you're going to quantify this big life, what this big life requires financially. So in each of the rectangles, you're going to put, you know, the college education is 100K, donate to a charity is 10K, whatever. And then you add those up, and that goes in the middle circle. And the center circle is your goal. So all these 5 things that are important to you, the center circle is what you need to make, you know, to fill these 5 rectangles to make your goal. Anybody want to share anything? Do you have any ahas doing this? It's super quick. You can go back and look at the material after this if you'd like. Nobody? Okay. All right. So now that you have a vision and a goal, let's look at what it means for you to achieve that goal through real estate. All right. So here's the dollar bill. The first thing you need to know is how your commissions work. Many new agents get their first check after their first closing and so excited to have this huge amount of money and then get in trouble down the line. So let's talk about where the money goes and how much will actually be going to your goal. These numbers are very general and only meant as an example. And if you're on a team, the numbers are going to be a little bit different. So if you're on the seller side of the transaction, which is the best side to be on, half of your commission is going to the buyer's agent because it's an incentive for another agent to bring a buyer for your listing. So you're going to split this dollar in half straight away. And once you have that, your half, about 1/3 is going to your market center to cover company dollar, the franchise, royalty, and fees. So after that, about 1/3 goes back into your business. This is going to be all your business expenses, your marketing, your operating expenses, signs, gas, car, phone, anything else that you need that is helping you grow and conduct your business. And finally, you get your share, which is not much. Your take home includes your taxes, so you got to be sure and put away for your taxes. So you don't want to have a year's worth of work wiped out because you failed to plan. Anybody have anything about this, where your dollar goes?
The one thing I want to add, and I know you did this because that's the way the presentation is, but remember, we don't have to split our commission 50-50. The only thing that Mike Sibilia requires is that we give out a minimum of 2.5 to the buyer.
Mm-hmm.
So you're in business for yourself. So anyway, just wanted to add that.
Yeah. So that 0.5% that Renee's talking about is going to skew those on your side, which is awesome. Okay. So our objective in this activity is to get real about tying your business to your goals. We're going to find out, based on how much money you receive from your transactions, how many transactions you need to meet your goal. So $1 million is an easy number, and I just took the 3%, so that's your average gross commission is 30,000, which is just rough. Renee said, you know, you can offer out 2.5 and keep 3.5, so that would change that number. And, you know, I'm just going to, sorry about that. I'm just going to rough this out here and Renee, you can correct, each market center is different, right? As far as company dollar and your franchise royalty. No?
Nope. Everybody's the same.
Everybody's the same. Okay. So I've got this is correct then, 30K. So let's go. I like this slide the best. This kind of just shows everything. So here we are, your net income goal, for example, if you want to net $100,000 a year, you're going to pay out $30K for a company dollar and your royalty cap. And we're just going to do a guesstimate of your business expenses being about $50K. So your total GCI is the first three added. So it's 180,000. And your average commission is 30,000. So in order to net your 100,000, you're going to have to make the 180,000, which means that you're going to have to do an annual transaction of 6 transactions. Does that make sense to everybody? I kind of went through this quickly. And Denise, you're like me. I had to go over this a bazillion times. But you can work with your productivity coach as well. She can help you with this if you have specific questions. Okay. Command. Everybody is in command, I hope. It's got a great goal setting and tracking built into the report section of command. It's based on the MREA model, and it uses the contacts and opportunities applet to track your activities and your production. So I'm not going to go through this here about logging into command. Hopefully everybody on command on this call? I hope so.
Yes.
I think
No,
so.
I'm not because I can't right now.
Okay. Okay.
I just got on yesterday, so I'm still exploring, but I have access.
Okay. And your tech guy or gal in the office can help you with that, or your productivity coach, whomever can help you with your command. So if you've got the curriculum here or the materials, you can just go through and follow how to get into this to set your goals.
Renee, I see you shaking your head. No, don't be afraid. You can do it.
Yeah, I was just going to say that I'm probably your last resource. I will help you when I can. But, for those in Santa Cruz, Jordan's the
Yeah.
go-to guy. And I think at Gateway, I can't remember. You have a go-to guy in Gateway.
Yes, Kevin. And
Okay.
then Campbell
Kevin.
is AJ.
Okay. So you all have go-to people.
Okay, so hit up your tech guys first.
Please.
And then your productivity coach if you need to. Okay, so we're just going to blow through this real quickly. So doing the right activities. So this session on setting your goals is not to be discouraging or be Debbie Downerish. It's to equip you with reality of how to succeed. I mean, we've got to face reality and know what we need to do to make our goals. No matter how big your goal is, you can achieve it in real estate as long as you focus your time and your efforts on the right business activities. Okay, the 80-20 principle. Anybody know what this is? Jordan, you can't answer. This is also called the Pareto principle. And he was an Italian economist that observed that 80% of the wealth in his country was owned by 20% of the population. And we just call it either the 80-20 principle or Pareto's principle. And the idea behind this is that 20% of your actions lead to 80% of your results. And it's probably the biggest, most powerful principle that you can apply to your life. It's about getting the most from your time and effort, and it's about maximizing your results and having focus. Okay, has anybody heard the term or the thought about big rocks? It's here on the slide. Okay, you guys are quiet today.
Maybe when you throw a bigger rock, it makes a bigger circles in the water.
Oh, I like that. Yeah, that's good. So if you take a jar that is your day and you're going to fill it with rocks, pebbles, sand, water. If you put in the sand, the little pebbles, the water. Then when you go to put your big rocks in, there's no room for the big rocks. So the idea is your big rocks are the most important thing, most important activity of your day. So you're going to put those in your jar first. They're the activities that cannot be skipped. Your little rocks, the sand and the water are the distractions that you need to do them, but aren't going to get you to move the needle forward to your goal. They're things that have to be done, but you know, they don't have to be done right away, and they're not the most important things. Okay. So another way to identify your 20% is to ask the question, that the central question to the one thing. What's the one thing that you can do right now that makes everything else easier or unnecessary? While this question is simple, it actually takes some practice to dig down and find the best answer. So let's work through that together. And my page down is not working, so you have to bear with me with the scroll. There we go. So again, what successful agents do every day. Right, here's a slide. You've seen this every day. This is how we spend our time. We're growing our business and we're running our business. We're trying to identify what our 20% is. What is the thing that's, or the action that's going to get us the most and the best results so that we could do all the other things on this list. So looking at these activities, which activity do you think is the 20%? What's the one thing that you're going to do that makes everything else easier or unnecessary? Anybody have an idea?
Lead generation.
Oh, lead generation. That's always the right answer. Right, Jordan?
Right.
And I got to scroll, so I apologize for that. There we go. So that's the first thing we do every day. And if you don't lead generate, you don't have a business. I was just in the listing clinic with Gene Rivers yesterday, and he was talking about lead generating. You know, we try to get lead generation done first thing in the morning. He splits his lead generation morning and afternoon because there's some, you know, people that aren't going to answer their phone in the morning. So he divides it in two, which I thought was kind of smart because we do get tired of getting voice mails and people not answering their phones. So, okay. All right, your 411. How many of you are doing your 411 or have a 411 or know what a 411 is? Denise, I
I've
see
done
you.
one.
Okay. Hey, Marty, good to see you. Yeah, so at Keller Williams, there's a great tool for tackling the big rocks and ensuring that all our activities tie back to our goal. And it's called the 411. So it's in your materials. It's on page 7. And there is, and I don't know if y'all have received the toolkit. Oh, hold on a second. Someone's trying to get in. It's in the toolkit as well. Anyways, hang on. I'm losing it here. There we go. So back when we identified, we had the 5 rectangles and the circle, and like one of your goals, one of the 5 rectangles. So that could be, say, your annual goal. So we could just pick one that we'll just do one for an example. So say your annual goal, and I'm going to do this. Say your annual goal is that by May 1st of 2022, I'm going to do this as a personal, that you want to run a marathon. Okay, so what do you have to do each month to make sure that in a year you're going to make that marathon goal? And then you break it down to your weekly goals. What are you going to do each week to ensure that you meet your monthly goal, which is going to get you to your annual goal? And you do that for business as well. Maybe your annual goal is to have 12 transactions. What are you going to do each month to get to the 12 transactions? How many appointments are you going to set each month? Then it goes down to your weekly goals. Well, to set appointments, you're going to have to make some calls, right? How many calls are you going to have to make to set so many appointments? Anybody have any questions? That's a really quick rundown of the 411. So anybody? And definitely your productivity coach will help you with the 411 and keep you accountable to your 411.
Well, the thing is that how do you know if you're meeting your goal if you're not breaking it down by what you need to do by the week? You know, you have your annual goal, and it doesn't have to just be how many, revenue. It could, like Patty said, you can actually have as your goal to run a marathon. It's never going to be my goal, please, but and there's steps you have to take to get there. And if your goal is to close one a month, and it's 3 months in and you haven't closed any, you need to adjust your goal. So the 411 is the way of keeping you honest.
Mm-hmm. Keeping you honest, and it's you're looking at it every day and updating it weekly, so you're seeing where you're going or you're not going. Anybody have questions at this point? Okay, this could be a fast class today. Okay, I think I skipped one. Let's go back. Okay, and I apologize for this. Okay. Sorry about that. My page up and down arrows are not working. So don't lose focus. The everyday work of a real estate agent, successful agent, is repetitive. You're doing the same thing. You're lead generating, you're making phone calls, you're going on listing appointments, buyers appointments, consultations. It's very repetitive, but the routine produces the results that will get you to live the life that you want. And often enough, that's enough to make you love the repetitive grind of it. And when you see your work pay off, when you get a nice commission check, you'll start to love it. You'll enjoy honing your systems and skills to compete at the highest level. And there's some of us that won't like the grind. And that doesn't mean you're doomed to fail. Even those of you who find that you love it will have days when you really have to push yourself to be motivated. And I'm going to give you something. It seems a little bit kind of woohoo weird, but it seems a little silly, but it's a crucial part of building your career and having a business worth owning and a life worth living. So if you turn into page 8 in your material, we're going to create a little affirmation. Okay, so think back to your big life and the goals that you had for yourself. Paying off your mortgage, sending your kids to college debt free, whatever it is. So think about one of those things that you care deeply about. And I want you to take that person or thing or situation that you care about to create an affirmation. And you're going to say this affirmation whenever you begin a new task, at the beginning of lead gen or before you're going into a listing appointment, whatever. The key to creating a powerful affirmation is to be specific. So when you tie the activity that you're doing to a greater goal and remind yourself why you're working and why your work matters. So let's say, so I'll just do my goal that I'm, sending my kids to college debt free. And so my affirmation would be, I'm picking up the phone to call my neighbors. And my affirmation would be, I'm making this call to pay my kids' college tuition so that they are debt free and don't, incur any college debt. So that's an affirmation. It just is like a little trigger reminding you why you're making your calls, why you're doing what you're doing. And you can also do that for a charity, something that is near and dear to your heart. I'm making this call today, or I'm starting my lead gen session, making this call to support, I don't know, the Ronald McDonald House or American Cancer Society or something, something that means something to you. So do you see the difference between making calls, during your lead gen time because you have to, and making calls because you want to help someone or take something off someone's plate and make their life easier, help a charity, whatever. So you see how that kind of makes your business look a little bit different when you're doing that affirmations. What does anybody have any thoughts, any affirmations they want to share? Oh, you guys are really quiet.
I mean, I don't have any that I would personally like to share. I have my own list here, but I want to
Yeah.
say that I think that practice really goes a long way in helping you refocus your energy. So like you said, it doesn't just become my lead gen time every day, like in a very repetitive way. It just refocuses you as to why you're doing what you're doing, especially if your reason means something to you, which it should, right? That's why
Right.
we're all here. So I just think that that's a really great practice. I've actually gotten a lot of really good ideas from your training and the trainings this past week about how to refine my goals and plan to make actionable steps towards those. So thank you. I am absorbing all this information.
Good. Yeah, I think that's something, I just be really transparent is I sometimes forget about my affirmations when I pick up the phone and think, oh, I got to make my calls today. But when you rethink that and shift your mindset and go, okay, I'm making my calls today so that, I can give each of my 3 kids a down payment for their first house. I mean, that's huge to be able to do something like that. And thinking like that is going to change how you even approach the day. So I think it's kind of weird, but it's really good. Well, let's go.
I would say what you mentioned, it has a lot of positive thoughts. In that positive thoughts, if we focus on just one thing that is positive, it can actually change our day. I do try a lot to do that, and you are just giving great tips. I feel like this is something that I can apply like right now. If my battery is dying, hey, maybe I have a cable on my car. Maybe I can just drive by the beach meanwhile my phone is charging, things like that. That this is great to focus and keep that positive.
Yeah.
To keep going.
Yeah. And I think too, when you have that mindset, when you are positive and have an attitude of gratitude. I always tell my kids, when they were little, have an attitude of gratitude. It kind of oozes from you to everyone around you. So it's good for everybody. It's good for you. It's good for the people that you're going to encounter during the day. So yeah, thanks, Marty. Right, let's see if my page down works now. No, there's always a snafu, right? Okay, accountable people achieve results others can only dream of. So goals without accountability are just wishes. Everybody does their New Year's resolutions, right? You write down, okay, I'm going to lose 20 pounds. I'm going to run a marathon and blah, blah, blah. If you don't have anybody to help you be accountable, it's rough. So we're more likely to do the things that we say we're going to do when we know that we have to answer to someone. I hope y'all have a coach, because I know that when it's my one-on-one with my coaching with my coach, that I have to tell her what I did and also what I did not do. So it's good to have an accountability partner. So this course says, and we don't have enough time, and we're not actually in a room, but it says find an accountability partner. So I hope that y'all can have an idea of who you might want as an accountability partner, or your coach. So I suggest doing that. Keeps you on track. And I just hired my husband as an accountability partner. He wakes up every morning at 4:30. So I told him that I wanted him to help me be accountable to get up between 4:30 and 5. And I hired him today, and I also fired him today. So be careful who you pick for your accountability partners. So we're here at the recap and ahas. Anybody have anything, any ahas, any questions?
One of the things that I want to say that you said, but I'm going to say it probably a little more directly, that the money you earn and the money you're earning is only good for the good it can do.
Mm.
That's part of the reason why the big why is so important, because if you're out there just thinking about earning the money, then it doesn't have the same passion as and Patty alluded to said this, but again I just felt the need to say it again, is as saying that I am earning this money to pay so that I can give my children down payments on their houses. I'm earning this money so that my children can go to private school. I'm earning this money. So again, the money is only good for the good it can do.
I love that. That's it. It's only good for the good it can do. Okay, anybody have anything? Any questions? Has your thinking changed in this short 40 minutes? Do you feel differently about something? Anything meaningful to you today?
Yeah, well, I guess not just about like how I go about my day to day necessarily, but in a bigger picture for me, focusing on the bigger why and actually trying to capture it like in this format, and making smaller bite-sized pieces of it, has actually kind of started to help me overcome certain stories I have in my head about what I can or can't do. Uh, Kind of given me a different outlook on how to overcome obstacles and so forth and move forward, right? Like just doing this real estate thing in the first place for me. I've put it off for so many years, and it's kind of been the bigger whys in my life that have, you know, I don't know, refocused me.
Yeah, good. Good. Anybody else?
I will contribute that in reference to something you said at the very beginning, that a lot of newer agents put self-limiting beliefs on them right out the gate. And I can completely relate to that, because I do remember I had, I'm fortunate enough to mentor under Donna, and my first meeting with her, she said, well, what are your goals? What do you want to make? And I was like, well, what's typical for a new agent? I never stopped to think, well, what do I personally want to make within the first year? And what are the reasons why behind that? And so I just think that there's so much value in training like this, because it really just takes that whole self-limiting veil out of my face and really lets me know that it's what I want. It's not in comparison to what typically new agents make.
Perfect. Yeah, I mean, you don't have to fit the new agent mold, right? You can do really whatever you want to do. And the limiting beliefs, I've got to say, have to be kept in check all the time. you know, I'm old enough to know that what limiting beliefs are holding me back, but I still have them. And I still have to acknowledge they're there and get rid of them. Right, Renee? So it's you know, I wish that the limiting belief thing that you could, you know, say, okay, yeah, I'm going to get rid of this one and it's gone forever. But it's something that you always have to work on.
It's interesting because, you know, what you were saying, Julia, you know, I was talking to someone the other day and they said, well, you know, they're part-time, or they're, you know, they've got another job right now. And they said, well, I was told that the average part-time agent does this. And I said, so you're average? You know, you can't set limitations based on what other people say usually happens, does happen, whatever. You've got to set your own goals, your own, based on what you feel you're going to be able to do. And again, they've got to be big, audacious goals. I mean, when someone tells me that they're going to do 2 transactions in a year, probably not going to fly with me, because, you know, come on, you need to stretch yourself. Remember, growth is only growth only happens outside your comfort zone.
Sadly, yes,
Absolutely.
that's where it happens.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It sounds like you're almost done. And before you're done, I
Yep.
want to make sure, as kind of a wrap up for the week, and I know most of you have been here for the week. Go back one more, Patty, please.
Right here.
Nope.
The other way.
Forward. Yep, there.
There we go.
Okay, so at the very beginning on Monday, we had talked about the fact that our daily goal was to add 10 contacts per day, have 10 conversations per day, 10 handwritten notes, and preview 10 homes per week. Let's hear a little feedback about how that went. This is participatory, please.
I've actually been doing pretty well meeting my goals around that. Mine are not 10 and 10, but I've been meeting my goals. So I might be probably in a good position maybe next week to bump that up for sure.
Great, Zach. And that's progress, not perfection. You know, I mean, it's like, don't be afraid to talk because I've only, you know, maybe you've only done 5 or whatever. It's not, you know, you're learning new habits. You're learning, it's like, you know, so you're not going to be able to, it's like roller skating, you know, you're not going to be able to do the spins until you've roller skated for a while. I don't know why I thought about roller skating.
No, I've settled myself. I've just signed up recently, but I've already settled myself down into this notion, like, I don't want to sell myself short, but at the same time, I have to just take it, you know, one step at a time. So, but I've already seen, you know, a certain degree of progress. I did have a question about the home previews per week though. I guess as an example, what is one home preview look like to you?
Well, you know, we're not able to really look at homes now. So I would probably say that if you were able to at least get online and look at a home and look at all the pictures and look at all the, you know, kind of really look at it. At this point, I would call it a home preview. And the other thing is, if you go into MLS and you look for vacant listings, you can actually send the PED to the agent. You don't have to tell them that you're just looking for yourself, and get in and see them. You know, most of them nowadays, I think, are using something like Calendly or whatever it is.
Yep.
So you go online, you schedule yourself, and
yeah, that was the
send
next
the
question
PED
I
and
was
go
gonna
look.
have.
What was that?
That was the next question I was going to have about contacting the agent for that particular property.
Yeah, most of them are using, I'll tell you what, I tried to not use it. You have to use something like Calendly to schedule. So just go on, schedule a half hour and then send them the PED. Like I said, they don't need to know that you're not showing it.
Yeah, I would select, you know, do a boundary, I don't know, on the MLS and find, say, 4 or 5 vacant properties that you can hit like in an hour, and go look at all of them. Send the peds to the agent and go look at all of them.
Sounds good.
And then, you know, once you start showing properties, you're going to be seeing properties with your clients
Yeah.
also. And there's one thing I want to add, because I think it's gold so far, and I don't have enough data to really say it's gold, but so far it's gold. The 10 conversations a day, I was getting a little annoyed because nobody answers their phone. We know that, right? I mean, we answer our phone because we're realtors and we think it's the next client that's calling. A lot of people don't answer the phone, and it's a pain, and it's kind of discouraging. I've been sending a video text to my contacts. Hey, so-and-so, been thinking about you today, just checking in, hope you and the family are well. I've gotten 10 out of 10, 100% response on my video text messages. It's kind of weird, but people are stoked. They're like, oh my gosh, I was so excited to get your video. I've never done that before. I've been getting pictures back because I can't figure out how to do a video. So it's a good way if you're getting a lot of voicemails and it's driving you nuts. So I just thought I'd share that.
And it is gold. It is gold. Any kind of contact that you make with a client where they respond, that's a contact. Anytime you reach out to a client or a prospect and they respond, that's a contact. So
yeah.
Okay, there's
All
some
right.
quiet people here.
Very
Any
quiet.
other?
I want to say,
Yes,
tell
Marty.
you guys that also, yeah, so I've been inspired by all these Ignite classes, and I heard also the video in another training, and someone say, you know, like for a birthday, you know, someone has a birthday, why don't you send a video a bit more personal, right? And I did that, and I also got a really good response. And I've been actually doing that to partner up with other agents too. It's like, hey, you know, I'm on this area. Happy birthday, by the way. You know, first the birthday, then after that, you need anything, you know, I'm in this area in the other side of the West Coast. So I've been getting really nice feedback from that. And again, I'm not doing good with calls. I have some, but not good like cold calling. But you guys gave me the idea to do the handwritten notes or the letters. So I got myself 400 mailers, you know, almost ready to go for this and next week. And I'm gonna work more on farming around my area, and what I'm kind of feeling like I can do something that is gonna be continuing next month and every month. So you mentioned also, Love, that this is a business that you have to stick to your patterns. You have to stick to things that you're doing, and consistency. That's the key for this. So that's something that I've been starting to apply this week. Something new, but not really. But I think this is the way for me to go, and I'm excited for that. So thank you.
Good. Good. Yeah, you hit on the consistency, and that's something that I learned from Renee doing mailers to her farm. And the consistency is, I think, really, really important with all sort of connection, whether you call them, text them, or mail them. It's just being consistent. So anybody have anything else? We're closing in on 10 o'clock, but if anybody has an aha or a question.
This is Elsie. I think regarding the conversations and the contacting, normally we set a time in the morning, but like you said, most people either at work or don't answer. I recently, this week, because I've been doing this for a long while and I'm not getting any feedback or respond, but this week I decided to spread them out through the day. You know, since I know my contacts, I know what they do, and I know when they are mostly available, I try to call or connect at the time that they most probably will pick up the phone. And that works best, because you end up with having a real conversation, which might lead or might not, but it might lead to something bigger. It's different when you leave a message rather than when you talk to them and they ask you, and you can, open up and, get your dices rolling, kind of.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Yes,
There is no
exactly.
rule. There is no rule or set time that is best to do. You need to figure out from your experience what is the best way and more effective way.
Right. In this listening clinic class yesterday, that's what he talked about is, he's got different clients. I mean, he's got doctors, he's got teachers, whatever you call a doctor or a teacher at 9 o'clock in the morning, they're not going to answer. And if they do, they're going to be pissed off that you called them at 9 o'clock when they're in the middle of brain surgery.
Right.
So, there's appropriate times and to call people when, and appropriate meaning that they'll answer. Like I find lunchtime works too, which, I kind of want to get all my calls done in the morning, and not spread them out during the day. But if it means someone's going to answer as opposed to getting a voicemail, it's something to consider.
Yeah.
All right, guys, anything else? Nothing? All right. Jesse, you're the man. Thank you for keeping everything squared away here.
Thank you, Patty. You did a great job.
You're welcome.
Thank
Thanks, everybody.
Thank you.
See you guys Monday, right?
Thank you,
Ignite
Patty.
continues Monday. Isn't that correct,
Yeah.
Renee? Awesome.
Have a
Okay.
lovely day.
Bye,
Thank you.
guys.
Great weekend.
You too. Bye.
Bye.
Renee, do you have a second?
Sure. Who said that? Zach?
Zach,
yeah.
I'm out. Bye-bye, guys.
Bye.
Bye.
Yes,
Thanks again,
sir.
Patty. Hi, how are you?
Good.
Good, good. What was I going to say? Oh, I have having trouble getting in touch with Elaine, but I need to find out about getting my license, I guess, attached to the broker. I'm not able to join the MLS. They have me, because according to DRE, I am, what do they say? NBA, not non-broker affiliated or something like that. And therefore that won't let me sign up with the MLS. Do you know?
Okay. Well, let me take care of that, and someone will get back to you. Okay.
Yeah, certainly. Yeah.
Okay, great.
All right. Thank you very much.
Can I just chime in here? Because I just had experience with that.
Oh,
Sure.
You need to get your broker's license number, and then you need to log on to your DRE, the e-licensing platform. When you get to the main menu, there's going to be an option to add broker, and you're going to click on that, and you're going to basically assign your broker's license to your real estate license, and then it's going to send an approval email out to your broker, and they have to approve it on their side. I just went through that whole thing.
Okay, so I have to do it myself.
Yeah.
You're going to have to do it on
Okay.
e-licensing.
Okay, great. Do you know if there's any specific information I need about the broker to?
You need his license number, and it
I have
is
that.
okay. Then no, that's it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
that should be it. William, if you need help, I'll put my email in the chat.
Sure.
Feel free to reach out to me. I can screenshot it. It's pretty easy though, once you get there. But if you need help, let me know. My email is right there.
Great.
I just
Right
went through
on.
that whole thing.
Yeah, I see that. Okay, great. Thank you. Yeah,
No
that's
problem.
fantastic. I appreciate that.
Okay.
No problem. Oh, one thing, Renee, all these recordings or all these sessions have been recorded. Where on KW Connect are we able to access those?
It's not KW Connect. It's going to be the Zoom links, and I will ask them to send out the Zoom links.
Okay.
Okay,
That's
because
actually, yeah,
huh?
question I had. Yeah, I asked the same question. Yeah.
Yeah, it's either going to be a Zoom link or a YouTube link, but I'll have them send it out. Okay.
Okay, great. Thank you.
Great. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you,
Have a good weekend.
guys.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Thank you.
Bye.